What's up, everybody? Welcome to comedy session number 3. A brief explanation. This is how I find what comedy works for me. And since I didn't, what comedy works for me, what I'm putting into my acts, what I'm not that I can perform them yet. I have stage fright, but you know what I mean. Putting my lineup together, I do give other people my jokes as well, but it always comes with just a rant video that I do. I'm just sharing a quick view at that. So let's get into, sorry if you hear my cat, she's playing. I forgot to explain or didn't have time about, I was at the age of 10 and 12, and I was talking about how I was a pervy kid and I was obsessed with sex and understanding it, not like the act of it, just like how it all worked, fundamentals, what things look like. I was a nosy little pervy little teen girl, and this is the time like any girl gets into like boy bands and having crushes on boys, and it goes from, trying to figure out, well, with me, it went from trying to figure out why and like, oh, okay, well, there's the why. Finally got the answers there. And at that point, you pretty much know how the body parts work, what everything is. So it switches, well, again, with me, it went to, yeah, but I don't want a motherfucker to touch me. Like, at all. I don't want to get naked in front of none of you. I don't want to see any of your dicks. I'm pretty sure all of you have ugly dicks that will scare me, like the keyhole guy and all the porn people. I just, had absorbed myself so much into it that I feared it. But this is the time where I kind of exposed, like, I think it was 12. I found it when I was younger, and I did one of these, and I shut it and I couldn't deal with it. So around 12, I went back looking at the library at the STD book. I'm like, what the fuck is STDs? Like, I just figured out how babies work. I just figured out how, and how things work. Like, now, what the fuck is an STD? Like, you gotta worry about that. And I heard about it through my sister and her friend. They were talking, and her friend, again, I'm not going to name anybody, like, had something, and they're like, I have to go to the clinic, and I was like, what's a clinic? What's a this is me as a little kid, gynecologist. Phone stand broke. I was like, what the fuck is a gynecologist, Mom? And then she told me it's like gynecologist, and I was like, okay. So I went down a whole nother thing. So here I am, 12, like, first of all, I gotta stick dicks in my wuss, in my butt, in my mouth, in between your boobs. Put your hands on them, like all these things that I exposed myself as a creepy ass kid watching porn like I was taking case files. Creeper, I was. I just was like, why? And the funniest part to me, porn, like all the natural stuff, like boys like it for certain things, but I always was like, why did they do the what is the why are they doing this? Like, are they having a heart attack? Is it like a mini stroke? Is it painful? It kind of looks like it hurts because their face are like, and you're like, you don't know, you're a little ass kid. And I'm like, that does not look like a smile. She looks back at him like she's terrified. And he smacked her ass. This is not fun. Am I in the right time zone? Did they put me on the right planet? How come I'm the only one? So all my friends gearing up more into middle school, they're like kissing boys, going to the dance with boys. I'm going to the dance with my friends and their boyfriends. And I'm like, I'm a good dancer. And my friends were like, guys would creep. Like, I would be dancing with my friends and get into it, and guys would try to come over, and I'd be like, hey, back the fuck up. with your swinging dick, pal. Not today, Satan. I want your wiener away anywhere near me. I didn't say those exact words, but you get my vibes. Put your dick over there. Not today. You're crooked. It's probably crooked. The way you saw shade over here. I'm scared of the crooked ones. Side note, I watched a porn and I found it in my aunt's drawer and it was all about crooked dicks. I was like, they can do that? How does it go in there? If it's like, how do you just... Do you have to, like, put your vajayjay over there and, like, if it goes this way and you're laying down, do you have to, like, put your leg up? Like, how does that... I went a whole left. And then I went in the freak show that same year with my cousin, and they had a picture of a guy from Africa who was like 6 foot and his dick touched the ground. Like full on dick. We paid 3 times to go in there and look at that big ass dick. I was like, how? Who's got a vagina that big? Are there vaginas that big? Can my vagina get that big? How does this dick get that big? Can you grow it? Is it like working out? Like, do you curl your dick and then it just gets bigger? How do these things work? And this is when I also liked archaeology. So you have this kid, me, in stores creeping at your Playboys, looking in peepholes, asking crazy questions. And then on top of it, I dig up holes where I think maybe something suspect or historic might be buried under there. I don't care if it's your front lawn. I don't care if it's your bed of flowers. If my gut says there's something important in there. Little ass kid with and I took tools. My grandpa had dental tools, like legit dental tools, like the hook thing and the mirror. Stole them. Stole them. He had to order new ones. It was me, Grandpa. I'm sorry. I stole them and put them in the old tackle box my dad gave me. That was my archaeology kit. Yeah, I stole a lot of stuff from my grandpa for that kit. Anyway, so I have a toothbrush, I have a toothpick, I have like my sister's pick for her hair. Comb anything that looked like an archaeology tool, I'm just combing. And I legit, one time in my life, actually found something cool. It was in my friend's backyard. It was an Indian head penny, and it was mad old, from like the 1800s. I fucking ran to the library. Like, I secretly exposed my space. Told my friend, we quietly were like, don't tell anybody. We have to come back here, mark it. Ran to the library, ran. I was like, Mrs. H! Banging on the desk, Mrs. H! I need a book about this coin. Hold on. It's in the ground, Mrs. H. I found something. You all said I was crazy. You all said I was crazy and that all these holes. But look, I found one. And it was actually important. And I never did get it back from the town. Dicks. And they still yelled at me for digging up holes. And I actually found something. And they stole it. I was a poor kid, and I didn't have any bureaucracy to be like, hey, give that shit back, motherfucker, with enough force. Me throwing stones at the guy's office window like, I want my penny back, you dick, was not enough. They didn't give a shit. They're like, go home, kid. It's past your bedtime. It's like 8:30. I was like, fuck off. I have till 9:15. Give me my shit back. So yeah, I was the town weirdo. I had a good time. At least I have something to talk about.